The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, the World of Inquiry boys soccer team. The Griffins aren't usually tested until tournament time, but they knocked off McQuaid 2-1, a pretty legitimate opponent. James Wade assists on both of Inquiry's goals. At number 2, Brighton football. Barons are 4-0 after an overtime upset win at Canandaigua. The victory secured when Brighton stopped a potential game-winning 2-point conversion to end the contest. And at number 1, Fairport football, also 4-0. The Raiders are back after their first win over Rush-Henrietta in 8 years. Dominic Gambetto rushed for 119 yards, intercepted 2 passes, and scored 2 touchdowns. Which brings us to our Sports Beat team of the week. We're in Rush-Henrietta, where the boys soccer team is coming of age. When you think soccer in Section 5, you don't think of Rush-Henrietta. Well, think again.
Our kids have taken some lumps over the last few years, young kids. 2 years ago, again, we started 5 sophomores, 2 freshmen in our league with, as good as Fairport is and the Webster schools and Victor, you're going to take some lumps. But we've gotten older. They're seniors, they're juniors, they've just kind of, again, come of age and just... they're bigger, they're stronger, they're more technical. They play great soccer during the summer, and they've just gotten sharper.
We definitely went through a few tough years, but I would say they were more rebuilding years. We had a lot of guys that were young and kind of up and coming, and only a few seniors. And this year, it's like everybody's been around for a while. We all kind of have some experience at this level, so I think that's definitely helping us a lot.
The turnaround has been truly remarkable. Consider that just 2 years ago, the Comets won only 3 games all season. This year, RH won its first 4 games out of the gate.
I knew the team was going to be very good this year. I mean, we were still good last year, but I really knew we had a lot of potential this year, and I had a feeling that we were going to do extremely good, but I didn't know we were going to come out 4-0.
Play a little bit under the radar. Sometimes it's good, sometimes you can sneak up on people, but I think it's been good. I think the kids have been enjoying being recognized. One of the kids was talking the other day about how he had a Rush-Henrietta soccer shirt on, and just a teacher randomly came up to him and said, "Hey, you guys are doing a great job," and and it's those kind of things that really create a great atmosphere at school for them as well.
Rush-Henrietta served notice last year with a first-round win over Penfield, one of the pedigree programs, in the first round of sectionals. The Comets roster, in addition to being more skilled than most of its predecessors, has an international flair to it, with representation from Germany, Sweden, South Korea, Iraq, and Somalia. Did you have a belief back then that this day would come?
I definitely did, especially when Justen and I were in 10th grade, so the senior class this year, we're in 10th grade. And a few freshmen were on the team, and we could tell that we had some kids that could play and only a few veterans. I knew that we would gel together because we've been here for everybody pretty much that's on the team has been here for 3 years or more.
For Coach Peter Dietz, a veteran of 13 mostly uneventful years at the helm, the wait was worth it.
We had multiple losses by double-digit goals. And I don't blame the other teams. Again, they were just playing. Their kids are just playing, and we were not equipped to stop them. And, and we had some kids who really came out the following year after that experience as youth and kind of set the tone that we weren't going to be punching bags anymore. And I remember those kids. I still actually am in contact with them. And I remind these kids all the time of them. Yeah, if you haven't checked, sorry, fellas, it's my fault.
When we return, we invite Irondequoit Athletic Director Tony Lipani, 38 pounds lighter with a new lease on life, into our Dunkin' Donuts Coaches Corner. And later, Spencerport girls soccer provides a much-needed fresh start for sophomore Lauren Opladen. When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Cozy up this fall with Dunkin' Donuts coffee and espresso flavors. Sip salty and sweet with our new salted caramel macchiato. Or drink in the season with the classic taste of pumpkin. America runs on Dunkin'. Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. Our guest on the Dunkin' Donuts Coaches Corner is the athletic director for the past 5 years at Irondequoit High School, Tony Lipani. Tony, in a long, administrative and coaching career, jumping right to it, I mean, you're coming off the biggest life-changing moment of your existence, aren't you?
Yeah, and I almost got choked up. Yes, I am, and everything that sports has taught myself and my family has taught me over the years. The adversity that you go through when you go through a health issue, and the support, the people that care about you, your family and the coaches, the community. It's just been an incredible experience, and I'm fortunate, obviously, to be here. It was a scary couple of months.
Well, tell us about it.
The day that the actual heart situation happened, it was scary. I wasn't breathing right, and so I went to the hospital. I drove myself there because I didn't want to bug people at school or make a big scene, which wasn't the smartest thing, but I was actually having a heart attack. And I was fortunate that it was my right coronary artery and not my left main artery, because if it was my left main artery, it would have been, they call that the widowmaker. And so I was fortunate, and it was about a 3-month process. And the support that this community has had has been with me, and getting through this has been incredible.
Well, you term it a teaching moment, which is interesting. What is it you want to tell people about what happened?
I'm 45 years old with 4 children, and you get into your career and you will go and go and go and go, and then you stop paying attention to yourself. So I would say to everybody, don't make that mistake. Don't make the mistake that I did. I stopped paying attention to my own physical health, and as a director of physical education and health first in athletics, that's your priority. And I've had to reteach myself that. My wife, Cheryl, has been with me every step of the way. It's been a journey the last 4 months. We're not eating a lot of meat anymore, and making good choices around exercise. And you can see the bike behind you. I'm biking to work. So it's been a situation that I would say to people, that especially younger people my age, that you want to just make sure that you take time out and take care of you first.
Now, your secretary, you had mentioned her, Ann told me that the difference in you personally between before the heart attack and after is totally night and day.
It is. You get caught up in your profession. I think we all are guilty of that. And sometimes with that comes your ego might get inflated. And I was guilty of that. And I think now there's a different perspective on life. And my family, my kids are number one, and this is a job. And that's how I'm treating it.
And you're always too surrounded by the healthiest people, the kids of the athletes, the coaches, the former athletes, and there's a lot of energy in the office. We don't even think about these things happening in that environment.
You don't. But what I learned through this is that it can happen to anybody, obviously, and I'm just fortunate to have a second chance. I talk about it openly and publicly because when it first happened, I'm like, don't tell anybody, and I'm like, wait, this is going to be news, and so why not use it as a teaching opportunity for our community? Every fall we have every season we have a preseason coaches meeting, and the title and the theme this year was One Heartbeat. And the kids have to earn one of these stickers by either completing a community service project in the community or showing an act of kindness. And the only way they can get a sticker is if they do that and they demonstrate it to us. So we're giving these stickers out to our kids, and you keep seeing them on cars, and just people who would do an act of kindness in the community. So this has been the theme this year, and it's been phenomenal.
Very good. Tony Lipani, the athletic director at Irondequoit High School, our guest on the Dunkin' Donuts Coaches Corner. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee. Kim Burnson has that for us. And later, we visit Spencerport for girls soccer with a dual purpose when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
This week, we honor Brockport's Charity Hinman as a standout honoree for Making the Grade. Charity is in the midst of her senior year and has maintained a consistent 98% GPA throughout her high school career while being named to the National Honor Society. She's a captain of the varsity tennis team, where she's earned honors such as First Team All-County for doubles, honorable mention for singles, and was recognized as a Monroe County Scholar Athlete the last 2 seasons. Charity's hard work continues in the classroom, where she's climbed her way into the top 10% of chemistry students in Monroe County and earned the Living Environment Award given out by Brockport High School. She also gives back to her community regularly through her church. Charity serves as a music leader and Sunday school teacher at Life Quest Church and volunteers with the Flower City Work Camp, rehabbing homes and helping Rochester City residents. For her leadership in her community and on the tennis court, this week Charity Hinman is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar.
Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages at all stages of life. Quality health coverage. That's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Here's the best of the Section 5 schedule for the week ahead. Girls volleyball on Wednesday. Victor plays at Irondequoit. The game's at 7:45. Field hockey. Thursday, the undefeated Pittsburgh Mendon Vikings travel to traditionally tough Bright under the lights at 7. On Friday, girls soccer. Webster Schrader travels to unbeaten Spencerport. That game is at 5 o'clock. Boys soccer on Friday, too. An interesting clash between 2 smaller teams, with Greece Odyssey traveling to play HFL at 7. About the same time, Friday Night Lights football kicks off. Fairport at Victor's, the big game at 7. And then on Saturday, Spencerport and Athena square off in Greece at 2 o'clock. Also, Penfield will host an all-day boys volleyball tournament. Victor and Fairport among the invited guests. That's our Fidelis Care calendar for the week ahead. Which brings us to our weekly countdown of the Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods is proud to support student athletes who work hard on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods. Shoes, sports, service. Here are the top 5 high school football plays of the week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. Number 5. McQuaid at Edison. The Knights in the whites, going right to left, and popping A.J. Thiener right up the gut. A good lead block and a 54-yard touchdown run. And number 4, Victor at Webster Schrader. Homestanding Warriors going right to left, and they're going long. It's Malachi Duval to Carice Leonard. 33 yards and a score. Number 3, Greece Arcadia kicking off to Greece Olympia. It's Avion William, a defensive back by trade, finding a lane on the near side, and he goes 85 yards with it for a touchdown. Number 2, Monroe versus East, punting, or at least trying to, very unsuccessfully. Tyron Jackson winds up in the end zone with it for Monroe. And at number 1, Spencerport at Irondequoit. It wasn't all Alton Jones in this one. Here's an Eagles touchdown. Tyshawn Sizer to Gerald Drumgool, and the little lateral to Freddie June. 30-yard scoring play. The Jim Dalberth High School Football Play of the Week. Our honor roll of high school athletes and our Sticky Lips Barbecue featured performers when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us with the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Our honor roll of high school athletes is brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition for Kids. The Injury-Free Coalition for Kids of Rochester and the Smart Teen Driving Program, funded by the Allstate Foundation, encourages teens to pay attention, not get distracted, and to drive safely. Here's our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Amanda Vestry of the girls cross country team at Webster Thomas. Amanda won the McDaniel Baxter Invitational by defeating the defending state champion with a strong kick by 1/10 of a second. Number 2, Jonathan Brown of the undefeated Canandaigua boys soccer team. Brown had 4 goals and 2 victories last week, including a decision over Greece Athena in a battle of unbeatens. Jonathan is now the career goal-scoring leader for the Braves with 54. And at number 1, how can you top what Alton Jones did? Spencerport running back rushed for a new Section 5 record 491 yards and scored 8 touchdowns at Irondequoit. That's one game. Way to spoil the Eagles' homecoming. And now Sticky Lips Barbecue presents our Athlete of the Week. Is your school looking to raise money? Sticky Lips Barbecue has you covered. Check out our community barbecue fundraisers. Sticky Lips quality is an easy sell. Visit StickyLipsBBQ.com for more details. Life is tough. Sports can help sometimes. Winning is nice, and the Spencerport girls soccer team is doing more than its share. The Rangers began the season unbeaten in their first 9 games. Some of that early season success attributed to a preseason bonding trip to Letchworth for a little whitewater rafting.
We got stuck like every single time. I don't know, it was really good team bonding and everyone was fun.
You do these kind of things for team bonding. Do they work?
I think it did because the people I usually don't talk to, I was stuck with, so we all like helped each other out.
It's all part of a plan.
They're smiling, they're laughing, they're getting to know each other more. And when we go on the field, to come up here, work hard at practice, at games, are they willing to do that more for each other? And so far, so good.
Is a happy team a good team?
Absolutely, absolutely. The more comfortable they are, the more they laugh. The key ingredients we find with our girls is work, focus, get the job done, but also have fun with it and laughter. And if we can get those done in both the practices, we're off to a good start.
Lauren Opladen is among the newest members of the team. She is the Rangers' keeper. Opladen transferred from Greece Arcadia, now backbones one of the best teams in the section. For Lauren, playing for Spencerport represents a fresh start after losing her father, Steve, in August at the age of 54 to a battle with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
At Arcadia, everything was hard with my dad going through the disease, and coming to a fresh start, it's like everything's kind of gone away for a little. It's all still here always, but I have a fresh start. I have new people to help me through everything and new people that are all so amazing.
Sometimes just being part of the team is exactly what the doctor ordered.
It helps a lot. I know when things are rough at home, I can always come to one of the girls. They can always come grab me from my house. Whenever I need anything, they're here for me.
Winning and losing is important. We always strive for success on the field, but we think the value of playing a sport or an extracurricular activity can really help a kid, in lots of facets of their life.
It was really tough. Watching my dad in pain was probably one of the worst things I could have gone through. I was one of his main care providers with my mom by my side, and I always stood by his side through the last minute of his breaths. It was probably the hardest thing I could ever do, but I wouldn't trade any minute I had with him.
How do you come out of it? Like, how are you different now, do you think, than you were before this all came about?
I think it's just helped me gain a different perspective of life and realize that every minute you live has some moment to it. It has some memory that you need to keep, and you need to think about everything you have and realize that people have it worse than you, and you can't take anything for granted.
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
Especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you, thank once again for watching, and we'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.